English step by step. Present perfect simple, step 4. In this video, we'll go through the answers to the 2 practice exercises in the previous video, step 3. So make sure you finish those exercises first, then come back to this one. Okay, so let's first look at practice exercise 1, and there we have an affirmative sentence, and it's about a ticket. So the best verb for ticket would be buy, and then we can make the I have, and then the past participle is bought. And of course you can make the contraction I've bought a ticket. Now the next one is about breakfast, and the best word there is, well, we don't have eat, but we have. The verb have fits. So she has had, and then I remember now that I can see now that this is a negative sentence, so we need to put the negative on the auxiliary verb, so it'd be hasn't. She hasn't had breakfast yet. Now the next one is a question, so the first word must be have, because that's the auxiliary verb for you, and then about, changing your job. Well, the only verb that we can fit here is have you thought about. So that's the past participle of think. Now the next one is to Glasgow, and if we have the preposition to, then we need to say be to. They have been to Glasgow many times. Now go back and watch video 1 if you're wondering why do we not say they have gone to Glasgow many times. Well, they have been to Glasgow is correct in English because been means they went and they came back. If you say they have gone, that means they went and they are still in Glasgow. Number 5, they're here today. They have gone to Glasgow. So there you have the other verb, which means that they I'm sorry, I have to think about this again because I forgot that number 5 is actually a negative verb. So in this case, we have to say they haven't gone to Glasgow. So haven't is the negative auxiliary verb. And the number 6, this must be a question, so we need to say has. And then the best verb for this one, the only verb I can see is lose. And the past participle of lose is lost. Has she lost? Oh, and I made a mistake with the possessive there. Can you just change that, please? Her passport. Now, the number 7 is another affirmative sentence, and it's passive. And this is the kind of sentence that we can find in the news. And it would be about criminals being arrested. So we need to use arrest, and we need to use the auxiliary verb have. And then the past participle is arrested. And of course, it's passive. So we need to use been, have been arrested. Now the next one is a negative one. So the students, and the negative of have is haven't. And the best verb is write. So we change that to the past participle. And the pronunciation, of course, changes to written. And the sentence is the students haven't written the essays yet. Now the last one is a question, so let's put have, because it's plural. Have the children, and then if you're talking about homework, the verb you need is do, or in this case, finish. So let's put the past participle in as finished. So that's practice exercise 1. Let's look at practice exercise 2. Now dinner, I can't actually remember which verb it is. I think probably, yes, I can see now the only possible verb for dinner would be make. So, and then I have, and then the past participle is made. I have made dinner. And the next one is about grammar, and the only verb that fits here would be either forget or remember. So let's leave that for the moment and come back to it once we finish the other ones to see what's left. Now the next one is you, so that's a question, have you? And then if you're talking about medicine, the only verb is take. Taken your medicine. Well, I suppose you could say, have you forgotten your medicine? Or have you remembered your medicine? But here, let's use take, because we need forget and remember for the other sentences. Number 4, it's hot, so all the doors and windows, and then it's plural, so it's have. And then it's passive, so it's been. And then if it's hot, then they have been opened. And that's regular, so we just add ed at the end. Now the next one is John and then out. He'll be back soon. Now that means he's left, but he hasn't returned. So we have to use gone. John has gone out from the verb go, from the infinitive go. Now the next one is a question, so it must be have you? Have you? And then if you're talking about a film, the best verb is see, and that gives us the past participle seen, the new film yet. And the next one, I have just, and then we can use either remembered or forgotten. Now, it's more logical to say I have just remembered, because it's not really natural to say I have just forgotten a moment ago. So we're going to go with remembered. I have just remembered his name. So that takes us to the number 2 again, because the only verb left for number 2 would be she has, and then forget is the verb, and the past participle is forgotten. So let's continue with number 8. Now this is talking about the lesson. Now, if you're talking about a lesson, then the best word would be learn. I hope they have learned the lesson. Well, if you say I hope, then you could also say I hope they have remembered the lesson, but remembered is better with his name. Okay, so the last one, how long? How long have you? So, and then if you're talking about your best friend, the best verb is know. You know your friend. And the past participle is known. So there you have the 9 answers for practice exercise 2. Now, there is more to say about the present perfect simple, so we'll continue in the next video, step 5 of this look at present perfect simple. And remember, if you like the content of this video and you would like to see more, click the like button. If you want to see more videos in my channel, click subscribe. If you want to request a subject for a video or request a lesson, click your request and write your request in the comments box below.